Just before we jump into version 3.1 of Zenless Zone 0, I want to talk about the new soundtracks that came out alongside version 3.0 and the beginning of Scamall. ZZZ's music is something that always wins me over, and I simply can't help but express how much I like it. So, let's get right into it. I want to start off with my absolute favorite banger of 3.0's OST, which is the CCD Battle Theme. The first time I heard it, I was absolutely delighted at how they made a D&B song, which follows the very classic build-up and structure that ZZZ music likes to use in general. Once combat is entered, the main beat starts blasting right away, and to me, the way it sounds in the very beginning has a certain melancholy to it. While the sound is very strong, there's little other noise that goes along with it. It's like a presence existing in a quiet room, which I can personally align with how the world of ZZZ is. Humanity's last surviving city on an earth plagued by calamity. But then once you reach the core of the song, more elements come into play and turn what sounds a bit sad into something that sparks hope. The strong sound I mentioned now begins to drive itself upwards, and more presently pushes against the looming darkness. Like in many soundtracks, the CCD Battle Theme increases its intensity over time and takes you on a journey that gives you strength and hypes you up to keep fighting. Then once the second half of the song hits, the beat slows down and shifts into a bridge that transforms hopeful sound into what sounds like serious danger being close. The D&B we had now sounds much more electronic, but flows just as well and makes you focus on a target with absolute determination. I think this soundtrack is such a fantastic mix of a truly large compilation of elements, which flawlessly flow into one another and complement the entire vibe of the song with absolute class. I am a very big fan of extremely energetic, loud and intense music, and the battle themes in this game never fail to impress me. Like always, boss themes in ZZZ also never disappoint, so Girtablullu's boss theme is the next one I want to introduce. A symphonic death metal soundtrack is a fantastic choice for a very menacing looking boss that finds itself in an area that produces an equal amount of intensity like the soundtrack itself does. Metal generally is a genre that can accompany fighting in highly intense scenes incredibly well, which is needless to say, yet obviously it still has a very specific place. The chaos that the soundtrack creates furthermore complements a battle happening in the sky, in an unsafe area, crawling with ethereals, and generally plagued by danger. If looked at in connection to 3.0's story, it also presents a great flow into the scene that follows after, which is the escape from Bashmu, another major threat that Faith and their companions have to deal with. If you listen to metal music, you can definitely enjoy this one and connect it to other bands you might know. I already just mentioned it. The theme we get to listen to while attempting to escape Bashmu is another soundtrack that perfectly encapsulates the situation we find ourselves in. The first thoughts I had on it were that it heavily reminds me of Star Wars soundtracks, due to a specific sound that is included in the song, and the exact urgency it produces is reflected in both of these examples. The song has a very fast sound, which goes along well with the fact that we are running away, and at least currently do not stand a chance at fighting Bashmu head-on. What is great here is that we have a modern sound despite the main elements of the song being clearly orchestral. The way they manage to pull off this combination regularly is something that definitely deserves to be admired and enjoyed to the fullest. While chaos.exe is not a soundtrack that plays inside the game, it nonetheless belongs to version 3.0 for being Norma's EP, which came out alongside her release this patch. I can't believe how hard they cooked with this absolute banger. Alongside the incredible animation in the music video and its style and references, I absolutely dig the yet again incredible energy and the power the song exudes. I think this scene where Norma and the few Banglu dance on the table with flashing lights captures this vibe the best because it truly is a sound that simply makes you want to dance and bob your head up and down with full force. The highly electronic sound reflects Norma really well, since she's a Banglu scientist constantly surrounded by the newest technology and always comes up with crazy new inventions. Chaos.exe is truly the perfect title for this insane song, and I will enjoy this one for a very long time. The Stress Test Battle Theme is a very short song that is looped many times, and is not meant to be listened to for a long time, due to its nature of appearing in a very brief scene. It plays in a fight that doesn't last very long, but even such a small instance includes a little banger of a soundtrack that complements its environment greatly. I think the vibe it produces is a very fun and happy one, given it plays when Banglu are fighting in this kind of setting. Nonetheless, it also exudes more intensity than the regular battle theme in this game mode, which is great, since what are essentially boss stages here fit well with a theme that goes a little harder. Now, to move on from loud and intense themes, I want to talk about the Scamall hollow theme. Specifically the all-world theme outside of battle. I think the way it has an epic sound to it that feels a little overwhelming, it complements the area super well, since it is a dangerous place that needs to be navigated with care. I like to again interpret some melancholy into this, because I think themes that play to describe certain environments are able to present what I want to describe as nature mourning its own demise. Hollows are products of chaos and destruction. Get lost inside and you will never return, is what can generally be said about them. What is special about this specific theme are the vocals, which immediately reminded me of Nier Automata soundtracks, for those who are familiar with them. I can definitely highly recommend checking those out as well. This gentle voice accompanying the atmosphere creates a fantastic vibe that can sound sad, but also hopeful. I think those two things are themes that ZZZ commonly loves to play with. The theme that effortlessly sparks tears of joy for me is the Booastrum District Daytime theme, which has so many beautiful kinds of whimsy to it. It sounds happy, makes you look upwards to the sky, and breathe in a gentle breeze of fresh air. The incredibly sweet and uplifting sound without a doubt perfectly encapsulates the bright vibe of Scamall and its very important residents, the Bangbu, who I think are also a very clear symbol of joy and hope in a world otherwise plagued by intense darkness. The Booastrum District to me exudes the vibes of a paradise, in which one can find comfort and be unafraid to take steps forward, regardless of what stands before you. As the theme which essentially plays as the very first song once we step into Scamall, I think it does such a perfect job at introducing us to a new place and feel very happy about it. The theme that also plays in the Booastrum District while it rains is another song that has very happy vibes, but more specifically, it brings comfort. I think it comes close to lo-fi, but it has its clear Scamall ZZZ essence to it. The way Bangbu also wear raincoats and run through the rain is so sweet and really just makes you want to bundle up and spend time with the Bangbu themselves. It's so incredible to me how this game produces such epic battle themes, but also is more than capable of providing you with the vibe of a rainy day, where you sit inside and feel comfortable while having your favorite drink and enjoying the company of friends and loved ones. One more theme I want to quickly discuss is a soundtrack that plays in one single short instance, which is when we meet Remiel after living through our escapade with Norma at the CCD. I could not find any uploads of the song, probably because, as I said, it appears in such a brief instance of 3.0's story. This is also the reason why I only have my own recording that includes dialogue, but I was absolutely jamming to the strong vibe that is produced by an intense electronic beat that exudes a lot of mystery. I hope to see this one used more frequently in the future chapters of Scamall. There are many awesome new soundtracks in version 3.0 of ZZZ, and they never stop to not only impress me, but also make me completely fall in love with them. ZZZ's music is incredibly special to me, and I will always look forward to what's yet to come. Please let me know what you think of these soundtracks and feel free to add to what I didn't mention or might have missed. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like to support me and subscribe for more ZZZ Scamall content. Until next time, bye bye!